Okay, that's us. Perfect. I'll try to be quick. So I'll start from the middle of my presentation. So who's Expert System? Expert System is considered one of the biggest European cognitive companies in the world. We are considered on the top 10 enterprise when it comes to data text analytics. And I'm sure you never heard of us. Okay? From this top 10 list, you will recognize people like IBM, HP, but I will be happily surprised if you know who is OpenText or Ativio or companies like that. Okay? So main idea is we are one of the top players when it comes to data analytics. Okay? Coming to this list and being this, it's a very difficult task. Let me show you a very simple approach. Okay? We are going live. This is a very simple demo. Let's see. I'm sorry, I'm not good with the mouse in the one in the computer. Let's try. Okay, this is a very simple demo we are using with some Google technology. By the way, we are Google Premier partner. So if you buy some semantics from Google, probably our engine is inside of this semantics license. I can show you some example about that. In this, we're showing how to take some natural language questions, like, I don't know, is the plane from Cleveland in time? And using this to analyze the text and converting it to SQL query. Okay? And this is the results. And you see that the system understands the plane, Cleveland, time, and all the meaning. Okay? Not what to go big in that, but just to see how it's applied to understand language, natural language processing, something that has been said many times. The problem with that, it's that something that my colleagues already said, that language needs context. Okay? So let me show you, again, another tool. Let's see if I succeed in that. Let me see. Okay. Oh, it looks a little bit weird because of the relationship. Okay, let me go there. This is probably not important. Okay, let me explain what you're seeing here. This is what we call the Cogito Studio. This is something like that our knowledge engineers, the people who understand the language, the structure of the language, the way we talk, the cultural reference inside the language, use to produce a project for one of our clients. They use this to test our environment in the specifics of the client. Okay? So if I ask a very generic question, let me see. My Jaguar, Jaguar, it's meat. And I ask the system to analyze this simple sentence. The system is saying many things. Okay, let me see if I work in that. It says like we are used. I'm sorry because it's on. Let's try to put it on the top. It's better now from the people back. Okay, this is something that we used to do in the school. Okay, take the sentence, segregate the nouns, the pronouns, the verb. Understand that this is the simple present, third person. That there's a noun that is singular with a masculine gender. Okay. But this is not the really important. This comes important in some sense. I will explain later. But the thing that distinguishes us as a company is giving meaning to the sentence. Okay? When I ask the system about the relevant information that finds into the sentence, it says that it's finding meat. This is the flesh of animals, including fishes, blah, 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 related to food, to eating, to nutrients, and other concepts. And when I come to analyze Jaguar, it's mainly an animal. We already know for this, okay? And it's related to concept that we call the big cat, okay? Very simple. The real difference comes when instead of meat, I say gas. I ask the system to analyze. Again, the results downstairs are just the same. It's a normal sentence, similar analysis. But when it comes to this, again, gas is a volatile, flammable mixture, very blah, blah, blah. And Jaguar now comes to be a luxury car. And a luxury car, not the brand, the company, not the animal, okay? In this sense, we are talking about a generic car, my Jaguar, my BMW, okay? And this is important, is taking knowledge from the context. Of course, I can continue here, and my Jaguar, it's gas when I step on the gas, for example. And if I ask again, it's able to understand that this gas means accelerator. It's the pedal of the car that controls the throttle, etc., etc. Okay? So when you get so good in analyzing the context and the meaning of the sentence, there's a huge leap in a couple of things that our colleague put in his presentation that are precision and recall. Precision and recall are, put simply, our worst case scenario when it comes to do real business. Let me, let's do something simple. Okay, show you. I'm sorry, I'm improvising in order to go quicker. Okay, let me explain this context with a very simple. This represents precision and recall. Okay, if you take, you are gathering some information in a text. You are looking for Jaguar, the car, not the animal. Okay, so you will find a place where the sentence mentions Jaguar and where the sentence do not mention Jaguar. Even if the word is present, it's not referring to the car; it's referring to the animal. So in this case, you can do. You can do well. That is called precision. It's Jaguar, the car, is in the sentence, and we are in the true positive. We are saying, yes, the Jaguar, the car, is mentioned in the sentence, and we are here. This is the concept of precision, making this to take all the space on the positive, words you are looking for. Okay, negative. You're working against saying that there is a Jaguar, there is a car, and it's an animal, okay? So you are trying to make the recall the smallest possible, okay? So try to find every piece of information and not to lose anyone, and try not to misunderstand the meaning of the words. Once you get a very high rate of precision and very high rate of recall, you can start doing business process automation. And this is where the money is. When you start substituting people in order to process text, think big. Think, I don't know, insurance company. They receive 1 million, 2 million, 3 million claims per month, okay? These claims are, I have a car accident, I'm with a Jaguar, I hit an animal, okay? We want to understand this context in order to analyze it and take decisions to pay money, to put people on the process, okay? So being really high on precision and on recall makes the system viable. It makes not to produce false positives, to analyze some document and say, here's this problem, and the problem is not. You're mistaking the meaning of the words, okay? So this is the real fight when it comes to that. Of course, that needs to include a lot of things. So just to explain what we do, it's we take every piece of an unstructured information you can think of, okay? Even calls, emails, PDF, whatever is generated. Of course, information around the web, public information, we call open source, okay? Open source intelligence. In fact, we work for a lot of public companies that work against criminal activities, okay? Like the national police or things like that, or intelligence companies. In this sense, we go even deeper than that, what we call the deep web or the dark web, to gather information. And we process this information through many things we already set the semantic analysis, the sentence analysis. We do, for example, voice ping. Okay. And with that, we create a conceptual map. With this map, we can exploit this information to do mainly semantic search. That means looking for some information in using the meaning, doing some text analytics, working in intelligence security, whatever. Okay. So behind that, there are very complex things. For example, when we talk about analyzing information, okay, we have temporal normalization. What does it mean? That if we say, oh, I really like this hotel in the past, okay, this put in the future is a negative comment. It's, I don't like it anymore. I like it in the past, okay? So temporal normalization gives a different meaning to the sentence. Once you take the temporal meaning of the verb that you're using, the sentence can be rewritten in a completely different meaning. Anaphora resolution, this is something I can show you, actually. Let's see. Let's put another sentence. Let me see. And I don't know. I think so. Okay. Oh, I'm using. Okay, I've lost the mouse. Oh, here it is. Okay. If I analyze this sentence, I see sad, father, all expected info. And when I say wife, you see that the system is saying, my wife is sad because she misses her father. Okay? This is anaphora. This is understanding and following a specific concept or entity through a text and not mistaken by another one. So if in a sentence I've talked about an hotel and a restaurant and I say I don't like the hotel, but I like the restaurant, I must know that I like the restaurant, not the hotel, and not mistake this kind of information. Okay? What else? Of course, this is not based in dictionaries, vocabularies, things like that. Okay? We take information from context. So if we, for example, take and say the system to analyze, my friend Alberto is always a good company. Okay? He will say Alberto is a context that says it comes from main proper noun that is called Albert, etc., etc. Okay? So let me take the opportunity to go deeper and show what we really produce, that is this fancy XML, okay, with a lot of information, but I want to show you this part here. Okay, we give this info to our clients and say, there's an entity type people with a name called Albert, the generic one, okay, that has an alias in the text that is Alberto. We identify that it's male, okay, and we relate to a specific context in our knowledge base, okay. It's a human role that assumes that company and human role that assumes as a friend, okay. Alberto is a good company and is a good friend, okay. If I take this and instead of that, I say, sorry, again. Here, I'm trying to, okay. Alberto is a good company to invest in stock. There's the concept of stock and the concept of company. And if I go to the output now, we're identifying an organization called Alberto. So we do not base on dictionaries or vocabulary. We take the knowledge from the context. In this sense, Alberto means a company, not a person. Okay? What else I can tell you about that? Oh, of course, here you can see we can identify places, concepts, generics, money, percentage, date, time, whatever. So this is on base. Just to give you a hint, let me see. Sorry, just a minute. I close the. Okay. By the way, we do this in more than 15 languages. including Russian, Chinese, Japanese. Just to give you a hint, we teach the system generic concepts. In Spanish, we are around 300,000 concepts. These are generic concepts, but we use nouns, we use adverbs. We use common nouns in the sense to understand, for example, that if you talk about the Real Madrid from Florentino, if you know anything about soccer, you're talking about the football team. But if you talk about the Real Madrid from, what's the name, Carmena, no? You're talking about the city. This is something very difficult when you look for mentions about Barcelona, because people usually tweet more about the football team than the city. So you have to be discreet when you take some opinions regarding the city or the team. You have to understand the different meanings. So we give the system knowledge about these kind of things. So we teach the system about the Sagrada Familia to know that we are geolocation in Barcelona with, if some place that is based in Barcelona, it's found into the text. But not only that this is generic knowledge in order to understand the text, but we work in vertical markets. So we work, for example, in legal, in communications, in finance, in energy. So you can see the number of specific words we use in every different language in order to give more and deeper understanding on this topic. For example, in law we use the data protection concept, okay? This is something that is not in the common language, but we relate in the legal system to specific laws in the context and specific words in this, okay? So, again, okay, role-based. When we started to analyze information, we discovered that we had to move from semantic to cognitive. Everything I've shown you since now, it's just semantics. It's given knowledge to understand the text. But we needed to make the system to reason and to start learning, okay? So we included rules-based decision systems and machine learning techniques. So let me show you again a quick example of the kind of thing we do. Just a minute. I will move this to my screen in order to open a different project. Okay. Sorry for the delay. Okay. Okay. It's opening. Let's try to go here. This is a real project for a nice client of ours. Let me change. Oh, I'm not able to see the menu here. Window, layout management, categorization. Okay, this is a client of ours. I changed the names to recognize the client. The main idea is to analyze every bit of conversation they have with their clients in order to identify possible products and services they are talking about. That means navigating through their web, doing some search on their search engine, call analysis as well, okay? And they ask to classify the different information in all these complex taxonomy, okay? We're talking about more than 700 categories just for a very small, tiny bank in Spain, okay? You can see that goes on and on and on. let me work in Spanish. I'm sorry about that. I will translate, but let's put some simple sentence. I'm not sure. Okay. This doesn't. This is another client. Sorry. Let's try. Mexico. Okay. This is mainly asking, okay, about the cost, the rate on doing an international money transfer to Mexico. Okay. So I will show you now a very different process. Sorry. Analyze. Okay. Categorization results. Hello. Sorry. La transferencia. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, in this environment, transferencia. There is no spell checking because this is not debugging environment. Okay, here it is. Okay. So the system says, okay, you're talking about taking some transfers, realizing some international ones, blah, 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 the expenses about that. So different categories through this taxonomy. So you can analyze the meaning about that. So if we go and show there, okay, what we've done to the system is to, okay, if someone is talking about the concept, expense, to pay, a cost, whatever, close to every way of saying transfer in Spanish, or the concept to send, to address, to emit, whatever, this should become this category. Okay? This is simple rule to teach the system about some specific reasoning. Okay? When you take this, I will show you in a moment, a very complex scenario when you go serious with this. Okay? Let's go. Okay, let's go this way. This is one of the. You can buy our technology using. Let's go for this one, for example. You can buy our core technology to integrate into your systems, or you can buy some verticals. This is a specific vertical we use for intelligence. Okay, so the main idea here is if you take, for example, one of the biggest banks in Spain, the BBVA, has 200 people working in analyzing information every day in order to take decisions. Okay, they are a huge bank, and they use, of course, some artificial intelligence, text analysis, whatever, but in the end it comes to people, okay? So this specific solution tries to give some asteroids, let's say, to this analyst. The main idea is to analyze hundreds and hundreds of sources of information looking for a specific knowledge you are in charge of finding. So for example, if I want to buy a biomedical company in Asia, I will give this analyst some criteria in order to understand the market in Asia, understand the different companies, and take some decisions or do some reports on that. Okay? So the main idea behind that, it's going crazy on search and analysis. Okay? So for example, if I go and ask for, let's ask for Donald Trump information, okay, into the system, okay. You see that the system identifies two concepts related to Trump, the person named Donald Trump and the concept of the Trump administration. Let's say I want not to focus on the guy itself, but on its government. So I can ask the system to gather information only regarding the people working in the new American government. Okay? This, by the way, is done using deep learning techniques. This is not knowledge that is in the system. This is something that the system learns through analyzing the context. Okay? So when it comes to that, we do many, many things. You can see some results. You can see some analysis of the context. So say there's 2 documents talking about heads of a state, 1 document talking about, 2 documents talking about nuclear weapons. We can continue here about analyzing cyber legal European crime, 9 documents talking about terrorism. Okay? We can go analyzing the people. We analyze influential people. This is a concept extracted from the document. We can go on world leaders. This is knowledge that the system has. US senators, key company executives, whatever. We can go the same way with organizations, okay, whatever. And this starts to get interesting when we go what we call facts. And let me give you a hint. The motion fact is when we take a concept, a motion concept, fear, and we say there's 5 documents saying that there's fear of ISIL or fear against the Trump administration, 3 documents talking about that. So we take relationships between emotions and concepts, entities existing in the documentation. We can go deeper on that, and we can extract 2 or 3-way relationships between different entities in the system. I'm not good with that. Okay, so here you see places that are related in the system, entities that are named on the documents. I'm sorry. So we can go down. And here you say the Trump administration said whatever. Let's see what they said. A lot of things. Okay, say to Ali Akbar, I don't know. What's the relationship between the Trump administration and this guy? Let's see the sentence. Okay, Trump administration says something about this guy. Trump administration, he said, blah, 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 whatever. As you see, this is a very handy tool for an analyst looking for a specific information. Okay. Already talked about deep learning techniques. For you who do not know what a deep learning is, let me show you a couple of very simple slides. Okay. The idea is I have a text. There's a name in it. I identify this name as a person. This person, we start with a generic unknown guy, and we extract from the text different knowledge, like he's a musician, he's a composer, born in 1932, and the other one is a baseball player. So with this technique, this is a kind of unsupervised machine learning technique, they call, we can learn about attributes, relationships, and even some specific concepts and terms into the text. So we don't need to continuously feed the system with new knowledge in order to be able to use it. What else? Okay, I will stop here. I think it's enough. We can have the open chat if you want to go deeper on any question on us. Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, Alberto. We're very late on schedule, so we're going to skip the Q&A. I'm sure that some of the speakers will be hanging out, so if you have questions, you can address them. And this is all, I think, so thanks for coming, and there's beer and complimentary water next door. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks.